Hey guys, just want to take you through another chest workout. This was a 5.5 weeks out of Body Power, first show of the year. So trying to keep things heavy here as usual, as I always like to do, especially on my first compound. Trying to rep in 4 plates here. I was pretty happy. I was able to squeeze out 7. So I'll take this. I think I got like 8. When I first started my prep. At 12.5 weeks out. So I'll take this any day of the week. And then what I did, my last set, sorry, I went down to 3, and then I did 2 sets with 3 plates, and then my last set I do a drop set. Doing a lot of drop sets lately, trying to work out that extra detail. And the camera actually got put into slow mode for some reason, but it kind of worked out because now I can explain a little bit better about this movement. As you can see here, the bar really almost hitting my chin, really high up on the chest here. And I noticed, that's a common mistake I see a lot of guys do. They lower the bar a little bit too low on their chest. You're still hitting your upper chest, but by doing it this way, as you'll see here again, that you're really going to hit that upper chest. And I really, as the weight starts getting lighter, I actually put my elbows, flare out my elbows really wide, and actually kind of bring them from behind me. And that really activates the upper pecs here, as you can almost kind of see here. And I'm really trying to bend the bar, kind of like pretend these are like dumbbells, and really squeeze my upper pecs together. And as you can see, full range of motion, as I always do in all my movements. I'm a big believer of that. And as you can see here in a second, you'll see how high the bar is up on my chest, almost hitting my chin. And like I said, that really hits the upper pecs a lot here. Like I said, I see guys lower the bar way too low, and I just don't think you're getting the same kind of stimulus as you would if you had the bar higher up. Just be careful with your shoulders, but I find I'm okay with this. And like I said, maybe with the heavier, maybe tuck your elbows in a little bit more, but as you get down to these lighter sets, really flare out your elbows and really bring, always bring the bar really high up in your chest. And basically that finished off my first exercise on the Smith machine. Then we decided to go to a machine press here. I'm training at a different gym today, so I wanted to use a bunch of different stuff they have, and I really like using a lot of machines, especially now in the prep, where I can really get the focus on the squeeze. So what I'm doing here is I really, as you can see, I raise the seat up really high, and I'm really trying to target the lower pecs here, since we just hit the upper pecs. So I raise the seat up pretty high, and I'm leaning back and really trying to keep the emphasis on the lower pecs. And like I said, with the machine, I can really get good concentration, really push it to failure. Here, as you can see again from the side, really hitting that lower pecs. You can see how low my elbows are, so I'm really hitting the lower pecs. Just by changing the position of the seat, you can, totally hit different areas of the chest. And, here I'm just trying to trying to focus more on the lower chest, since we just hit the upper chest on the Smith machine. But if you really wanted to, you can, lower the seat, raise the seat, just to hit different parts of the chest. It doesn't always have to be the same position. On this last set, it's a drop set. Again, doing a lot of drop sets, really trying to etch in that detail, and really trying to, hit those different kind of fibers. And I'm doing a lot of drop sets on almost all my exercises the last set, which I really find helps bring out the detail. And as you can see here, you can really see it hitting the lower chest really good here. What helps also is, kind of making sure you're leaning back a little bit, just give you that more of an angle. And I'm getting pretty exhausted there. And that was a pretty killer drop set there, and I really like that one a lot. And then we decided to go into a fly movement now. I've never used this machine before, so I wanted to try it out, something different, try to hit the muscles a little differently. As you can see here, really targeting the lower pecs, so kind of like a decline fly. And basically what I'm doing is I'm kind of bringing my arms from underneath. As you can see right there, it shows really good how you're hitting the lower chest. So basically keeping your elbows nice and low, and kind of bring the hands from underneath. And obviously, being on a good angle, I really force the angle to give me that, so I hit the lower chest. And this actually felt really good. There was a lot of good resistance. I got a good stretch, and I was able to get some good contractions, some good squeezes. And we did like 3 or 4 sets there. And also, since I was there, just change up the hand positions, and now we're able to hit the upper chest, sitting a little bit more upright. And as you can see here, elbows nice and high. flared out, which will really hit the upper chest more now. You know, again, just by changing my angle and my hand positions on the same machine, I'm able to hit the chest in a totally different way. Again, I'm kind of almost bringing my hands from over the top, and that really hits the upper pecs a lot, as you can see there. Again, I really like this machine a lot. I was getting really good contractions, really good stretch, and a really good squeeze. And you know, when I go to different gyms, I'm always trying to try different things, different machines, just to hit different stimulus that I'm not used to. And I highly suggest that as well when you guys do your training. And then we decided to finish off with some dips, which I really like to do a lot on the assisted machine. I just feel like you can get way more contraction, way more concentration and mind-muscle connection by using the assisted instead of the regular way. I think with the regular way, you're just kind of, you know, just hoisting yourself up. And as you can see there, here, I'm getting a really good stretch. That's basically what, you know, the dip machine is doing here, the lower part of the thing. You don't need to come up any higher, or else you're going to start activating your triceps, which I see a lot of guys do. So it's mainly the bottom stretch and just basically squeezing it up, keeping your elbows nice and wide. And then we go in on to shoulders, which I always do after chest. This is my favorite way of doing them, seated against the pad. It puts you at a perfect angle to really keep the emphasis on the side delts, as you can see here. Just keep my elbows higher than my hands. You know, I see a lot of guys, you know, their hands come higher than their elbows, and you don't really need to, and you don't really need to come up that much higher. That's all you need to do right there. As you can see, it's really hitting them hard, and it keeps. And then what I do is I'll do a superset at the end of each one, just a couple high rows, which really targets the side delts as well, and you know, and that really hits them good. So I did like 4 sets there, always of side lateral. And then we got into some front raises, which I always do utilizing the same bench. I guess again, as you can see here, no momentum, just all front delts, lifting the weight. So you know, your shoulders have no other choice but to grow from this if you do them like this. And you know, start off with the lighter weight, of course, and work your way up. But you know, as you can see here, all emphasis on the front delts. No momentum at all, but I will start swinging them a little bit at the end, just to force out some last couple reps, just to try to get the most out of the set. I'm a big believer of force reps, you know, when used properly. The problem is most guys use momentum too much right from the start, and that's taking away a lot of emphasis from the target muscle you're working. So we did 2 sets of those, and then since I'm here anyways, I did another variation of the front raises. I'm really trying to hit those front delts hard, really trying to make them pop in those certain poses, like the front most muscular, and you know, a couple other, you know, crab shot and stuff. So as you see here, really making them pop. What I do is I bring the dumbbells together at the top here, so you can see them. Really makes the front delt pop more, puts emphasis on them. It might look like I'm swinging here, but I'm really not. I'm actually taking a second, a slight pause at the bottom. And then, again, when it starts getting harder, usually around the 8th rep or 10th rep, I will start swinging a little bit, just to force out those last couple reps, and you know, really get the most out of each exercise. So then we got into some overhead presses. Sometimes I'll put this in the beginning of my shoulders, but a lot of times I'll do it at the end when my shoulders are pretty exhausted. So I can use a machine like this and not have to use tons of weight. So this is my last set. I'll do 4 sets here. This is my last set, drop set. Again, trying to etch out some good detail in there. So what I do when I do my presses, usually I'll do 4 sets like this. Just a regular neutral grip, you know, where you're bringing basically the handles, you know, kind of next to your ears. And, you know, and then what I'll usually do, since I'm here anyways, is I'll usually turn around, face the seat, and kind of lean back, as you see in my other videos, and really it puts the emphasis on your front delts. But you got to kind of make sure you're leaning back and really hitting those front delts. And I'll usually just do 2 sets there, since I'm there anyways, just to hit the front delts a little bit more. You know, they've been hit pretty hard from all the chest pressing and the front raises, so they don't need a crazy amount. But since I'm there, I'll just do 2 quick sets anyways. And then I basically went over to the triceps. Then we do some triceps, which I always do on chest day. Start doing some lying skull crushers here. I like to bring it in behind my head to get that really good stretch, as you can see there. And I get a really good stretch this way. And I find it's better on my elbows so when I'm not going 90. As you can see here, I'm kind of just, you know, going straight up. And then what I'll do is I'll superset with some narrow grip presses, just to really fry them out. and this really hits the triceps really good. And we did 4 sets here, and they were pretty blasted after these. And then after these, we basically just went on to some regular press downs, just using the easy curl bar attachment, and just really trying to get that good squeeze. As you can see, they're pretty pumped up from the previous exercise that we just did, the superset. You know, so just a regular press down here. As you can see though, you know, full range of motion, bringing the bar up as high as it can, and full squeeze the bottom. You know, you know, this is another exercise I see guys bringing the bar up halfway. I just don't understand why. You know, the muscle is meant to go up all the way up, get a full stretch and a full squeeze. That's how basically you should think about all your exercises, is basically full stretch, full squeeze. Just as long as your body, you know, can do that, as long as you have no injuries or nothing like that, that's the way it should always be with every exercise. And then we did some one-handed reverse push downs. Really like these. What I kind of do is, if you notice, I kind of actually turn my wrist at the bottom there. I find that really hits the inner tricep a little bit more, as you can see there. And we did 3 sets here. This one is just the last drop set I filmed doing these. And as you see, they're getting pretty pumped up here and good. And, you know, just really trying to etch out some good detail in my triceps and stuff. And I find that, you know, doing a lot of drop sets and whatnot will really help that a lot. And so I'm getting pretty fatigued here by this point, and just trying to squeeze out as many as I can. You know, triceps actually is something I've been trying to work on a little bit more of, just not necessarily size-wise, but just more details. I really want to get, you know, a lot of striations in there. And then basically here we just switch sides, switched arms, just to give you a different kind of angle. But as you can see, you know, full stretch all the way up, full squeeze. That's the way it should be with all your exercises. And I try to preach this to everybody. You know, unless you have injuries, there's no reason why you can't. You know, I see it, you know, all the time, and you know, it's actually kind of frustrating. But you know, that's, you know, if you want, basically what I always say is, you want fully developed muscles, you use full range of motion. You know, it's pretty basic. You know, I basically look at it as, you want to be strong through the whole, exercise, no weak points. That's why when I do benching, it's always from the bottom to the top. Yeah, or any kind of movement for that matter, you know, squats or any movement, back movement or anything like that. So yeah, pretty done there. Triceps are pretty cooked from there. And then what I like to usually do is finish off with some one-arm extension. I find this really gives it that pop there, as you can see right there, how it's popping good. But the key here is, again, look at the full stretch, and the full squeeze, the full lock on the top. You know, I see guys, you know, this is another exercise. I see guys, they really need to leave the ego at the door. They grab the big 100-something pound dumbbell, and you know, and they're trying to, I see them struggle just trying to get it up and lift it over their head, and it looks so dangerous. And then I just see them do these little half reps, if that, and you know, you can't get that same kind of stretch and squeeze like you can here, as you can see here. And you can see the tricep really popping good here. And that's what it's all about, you know, like, you know, I'm all about the weight, but really, you know, it's about as much weight as you can while using good form. And, you know, here, as you can see, full stretch. I can't bring it down any farther. And then, you know, and then a good pop at the top, and then really get a slow negative on that last rep as much as I can. And, yeah, and I usually like to finish off triceps with this one because I get a really good stretch. And that's basically the end of the workout. And hope you guys enjoyed.